focuses on the upskilling professionals. So as we know that the majority of people just drop out when they do some course because they are not motivated enough or they are not focusing enough. Okay, and it is based on the and majority of the people can't make through. So these certifications are not very much valid, and majority of the employers don't accept those certifications. So our market is the upskilling professional, a $200 billion market. Our competitors are Coursera and other websites and all. Um, prof- we mainly target stuck professionals that are doing jobs and are in a that are doing mid career managers and other 9 to 5 jobs. Okay, and our what our gaps and solutions are. So what we realize that motivation gap is one of the major gap. Majority of the people are not motivated enough as they are doing the course alone. So our main focus would be a squad based learning which will allow people to learn better and get motivated to complete the course. The guidance gap, we move past reactive chatbots. So majority of the chatbots are generic and do not follow and are just for everyone. Now, just for everyone, our chatbot is personalized. Now, our vision is to make Upflux a global standard for certifications, and our main focus is to improve employability. पीछे पीछे
So, just like Dhairya said, our main target audience is working professionals. So here, there is their customer persona. So the age group where that we will be serving is 23 to 45, and the main aim is to get credentials so that maybe they can get a placement or maybe they can get a appraisal. And and currently, the main problem that the market is facing is that there are a lot of there are a lot of platforms that provide certificates, but it's not sure कि आप जो सीख रहे हो सही में है कि नहीं है. Just for example, Udemy एक platform, कोई marketplace है, आप वहाँ पे जाके हजारों लोग अपने खुद के कोर्स बना सकते हैं. And when a customer goes on that platform, he is confused कि मैं ये लूँ कि ये लूँ. और अगर वो कोई कोर्स ले भी लेता है, तो he is not sure कि अगर मैं ये जो सीख रहा हूँ वो क्या काम आएगा कि नहीं आएगा. So what our solution is that we will be collaborating with companies in India. Suppose Infosys, we will go to Infosys, we will like analyze कि उनको क्या जरूरत होती है, and we will curate a particular course for Infosys. Suppose कोई ChatGPT Infosys पे use हो रहा है, and वो particular type पे use हो रहा है, not like general कि कैसे हम लोग student use करते हैं. So we will curate a particular course for Infosys, and हम वो अपने platform पे डालेंगे, and anybody who's targeting Infosys, if वैसे भी companies target करे तो they can take our course and it will provide them with a higher chance of getting selected for that course. Next slide.
Okay. So we have seen a lot of problems. So what are some of the solutions for those problems? So we have done a squad infrastructure that there would be a squads in a certification that will allow people to, if one person is just not doing their work and are not completing their course, so the squad will help them to recover. And we are also trying to simulate a real life work environment. Okay. The next is proof of work. So majority of the time there are only mails of certificates, and majority of and the employees are not very much convinced by it. So we will do a proof of work ledger that will show that the person has done actual work and has learned the skills. It will not be a generic test. Then Flux Agent, a chatbot that is specifically made that is personalized. So it is personalized and it intervenes before the person or the student fails. And next is soft skill simulation. So finally, the individuals are not very good at soft skills, and there are only certification. So our platform stresses on scenarios that will allow them to practice their skills and learn from them. Next slide.
So now we will be going to the market research of this idea. So what we have seen in 2024 was that there was a big crunch in edtech funding in India. So around 3.4 billion dollars were invested in India in 2024, but right now they are only investing 314 million dollars, and this was because there was a frenzy कि edtech में इतना पैसा जा रहा है. Also for example बायजूस की वजह से edtech में बहुत पैसा आया था, but अब वो सब वो हो चुका है, बस्ट हो चुका है. And but अब like market research is showing that edtech industry as a whole is growing at a very fast pace all over the world. The projected growth rate for edtech is around 27.94% CAGR, and the majority of this tech will be coming from South Asia and Southeast Asia. So we can capture this market, and after our brand is established, we can go to an like overall world type of company. Next slide, please. These are next slide.
Okay, so this is the BMC of our Upflux, and so the basic model is a 3-tier based subscription model for working professionals. So in the tier 1, user gets the access to company verified skill courses, and in tier 2, they will receive personalized guidance on what to learn the next skill and according to the career goals. And in tier 3, we will giving the one-to-one mentorship and job placement support through our companies which we have collaborated with. And apart from the subscription, we will also generate revenue through corporate trainings, collaboration, and platform commissions from hiring partners. And since the platform is fully digital, and one content creator can serve more than thousands of users, which makes our operation lean, efficient, and scalable. Next slide, please. Thank you. Okay, so now talking about the traction. In our pilot phase, we have served around 500 professionals and collaborated with 3 companies, and we have achieved 70% course completion rate and over 90% positive feedback from our content and mentorship model. And over the next year, we aim to scale around 50,000 users and 30 corporate partners, maintaining at least 80% retention rate. And as you can see, these results clearly show that professionals not only eager to learn, but also willing to invest in job relevant and industry driven upscaling through our platform Upflux. Next slide.
So now let us come to the GTM strategy. So in our first strategy, in order to minimize the costings and maximize the outcomes, we have used a funnel strategy in which we first target the professionals through our acquisition strategy, in which we show them the targeted ads and etc. After that, for activation, we generally show a 10-minute skill sprint in which we will show them how they can upskill and what pay gap they can expect. Further, we will retain them using our gamified menu, and then from our service model and one-time purchase, we will generate revenue. Or to show, we have a 2-on-2 matrix in order to show that our impact and the effort. So for low impact and high impact and low effort strategies, we will show them the recovery messages, social proof pop-ups, etc. For high impact, high efforts, we will have a dashboard, AI driven center, and our network. We will not mainly focus on low effort things, but we will still show. After that, we have a 18-month roadmap in which first we go for validation, in which we will generate a normal revenue. After that, we will scale. We will have a B2B2C model in which we will incorporate with the corporates. Further that, we will show the governance and mainly expand our hiring network and show us as a hiring partner. Next slide. So we are betting on the fundamental change in the skill inflation. The problem we today face is about skill inflation because everyone has a degree. Everyone has the same skill, but no one provides you the correct, what we say, when you go to an employer or HR asks you that do you have the skill? Do you have this done? Can you work for me? That the answer is always no, because everyone has done that same basic skill and everybody is seeking the same form. What we provide, like every other course, they have just self-paced modes and lectures, and you have just
how the HR will ask you? HR will ask you, have you seen this lecture? Have you completed this question? The questions are repetitive. This is a core job. But the market's ever changing. Have you seen the generation market? That generation used to change in every 20 or 30 years. But by seeing the internet revolution, we have seen that every year generation changes. Every 2 to 3 years, generation changing. So we have to accommodate with the market. By seeing AI, by seeing internet revolution, we have seen that markets are changing really fast. And we have to be in the, what we say, active simulation or a higher contributor. What I have seen on a personal level, that people have the skills, but people don't have the active simulation outcome or accountability. People need to have the leadership quality. That's what we provide in our service. In our service, we provide things like we send you in a squad of 4 or 5. Then in a squad of 4 or 5, then you have to complete the level by level your what we say skill or task. In level by level, you have to wait for the 5th person to complete a task. Then there is a thing called leadership qualities. You will generate leadership qualities because you have to complete a task in 2 or 3 days. While completing a task in 2 or 3 days, that you have the time pressure also. So that there you will get the active simulation model and outcomes and accountability. Second, the proactive AI mode. In proactive AI mode, now what to generate AI tools? You have a problem, like you were stuck in a problem. You ask the student is stuck. You will wait for the prompt. You will give the prompt that I am having a problem. But in our case, we are providing our mode. When the student is in a problem, when the AI sees that the person is paused for 20 minutes, the AI himself goes and asks the person that what issue you are in, and he will revise the concept. He will never tell the solution. He will always revise the concept that what is going wrong, and it will intervene and ping the squad mentor also. Third, what we are featuring, like you can see our completion rate also. In our completion rate, there is chance that more than 90% of the people, like in this industry, the problem is the churn rate. That's what happens that every person buys this product, but not everyone uses it completely because people are bored with the product because these are recorded lectures. So in our case, we have a very high churn rate. Plus, we are not providing PDF certificate. We are giving a dynamic ledger. In dynamic ledger, you get that what he has done in the product. What he has done in the product in the sense like usually a skill tells you that he is expert in data analyst or expert in Power BI, but what he has made with Power BI, like what type of AI skills have he used or what type of AI bots he's good in using. And
Your time is over. Finish it fast.
next level.
Okay. As the finance lead, my focus is not just selling courses, but on maximizing the customer lifetime value. If you look at the pricing structure, we have priced our advanced courses at 7,000, and if you pay just 1,500 more, you can get everything. This creates a behavioral nudge. Mathematically, the subscription is the obvious choice, and for us, it is a game changer. Here, the unit economics is that we acquire a customer for the customer acquisition cost of 1,900. When they choose the Pro Pass of 8,500, our lifetime value to customer acquisition cost ratio is over 4:1 on the first transaction alone. And if they renew the course, it jumps to 8:1. On the right, you see our conservative projection. By year 3, we have 1,550 subscription buyers, and in year 1, we have 300 subscription buyers. We have more one-time users for year 1, but we see that the subscription takers are more than the one-time users. That says that we are not dependent on one-time users, but repeated subscriptions. Next slide, please. Okay, the P&L. For year 1, we are taking our realistic values. We are projecting 30 lakhs in revenues, and the cost is 44 lakhs, and calculated loss of 14 lakh rupees. This measures at a monthly burn rate of 1.16 lakhs. For year 2, this is where the operating leverage kicks in. Because our content and tech costs are relatively fixed. They don't double when the users are double. So the revenue jumps to 81.55 lakh rupees, and the cost is 76 lakh rupees. So we reach the net profit of 5.55 lakhs. uh, by by year 3, we have a revenue of 1.47 crores, and we create a net profit of 32 lakh rupees. To fuel the funding, we are the fuel the funding of 50 lakh rupees. We have decided to take 20 lakhs from the Startup India scheme as an equity free grant, and 30 lakhs from angel investors for strategic capital growth. As you see in the chart, 40% of it will be spent on marketing, 30% content, 20% operations, and 10% tech. Okay.
जल्दी finish करो, time हो गया है तुम्हारा.
This 50 lakhs will provide us for a 18-month runway, carrying us past the 2-year break-even point. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Questions? Michael, attendance.